Welcome back to the channel. For a long time, cryptocurrency felt like a locked door for most people. It was something you kept hearing about but never truly understood. A world full of complicated words, confusing technology, and invisible rules that only tech experts seem to know. Digital money promised freedom, but for the average person, it felt more like a puzzle than an opportunity. You needed special knowledge, expensive equipment, and the confidence to deal with things like private keys, exchanges, and blockchain systems just to take the first step. For years, the idea of using crypto felt exciting, but also intimidating, distant, and out of reach. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making any decision. At its core, cryptocurrency was meant to be simple, a form of money not controlled by banks or governments, a system that would give people direct control over their finances. No middlemen, no borders, no restrictions. But in reality, the process of using crypto was far from simple. Creating wallets, remembering long passwords, securing recovery phrases, and figuring out how to send or receive funds scared many people away before they even began. What was supposed to empower the world ended up serving a small group of early adopters instead. Mining, the process that powered many early cryptocurrencies, became another wall. It required powerful computers, constant electricity, technical skills, and a willingness to invest money upfront without guaranteed returns. For most people, especially in developing countries, this was impossible. Mining farms grew louder, hotter, and more expensive, pushing everyday users further away. Instead of inclusion, crypto started to feel exclusive. That's when a simple but powerful question changed everything. What if mining didn't require machines? What if it didn't cost money? What if anyone with a smartphone could participate? PiNetwork was born from that question. Instead of demanding expensive hardware or deep technical knowledge, Pi offered a radically simple idea. You could mine cryptocurrency directly from your phone. No noise, no heat, no massive energy use. Just a daily tap on an app. Suddenly, mining felt as easy as checking notifications or sending a message. This idea opened the door to millions of people who had never touched crypto before. You didn't need to live in a tech hub or have access to advanced tools. Whether you were in a major city or a remote village, all you needed was a smartphone and an internet connection. Pi aimed to remove the barriers that had kept digital money locked away from the majority of the world. As word spread, people invited friends, families, and colleagues. Communities formed organically. For many users, Pi was their first experience with cryptocurrency. It wasn't just about earning coins, it was about being part of something new from the very beginning, a global experiment in financial inclusion. But Pi's vision extended far beyond simple mining. The goal was to create a full ecosystem, a network where people could use Pi to trade, buy, sell, and connect across borders. A digital economy powered not by corporations but by everyday users. Pi Network grew quietly but steadily. Instead of rushing to public markets, the core team focused on building a strong foundation. Security, scalability, and long-term sustainability became priorities. The network expanded while remaining in a closed environment, often called an enclosed mainnet. Inside the system, Pi could be earned and tested, but not freely traded or exchanged outside the ecosystem. This slow approach tested the patience of the community. People wondered when Pi would finally become real money. Still, millions continued mining every day, believing that something bigger was coming. Developers worked behind the scenes to ensure the system could handle massive global usage. By 2025, anticipation reached its peak. The question everyone asked was simple but powerful. Could a coin mined on a phone actually work in the real world? Could Pi transition from an idea into a functioning global currency? For years, Pi existed in isolation. Coins were locked within the network, unable to interact with the wider crypto market. You could test apps, make trial transactions, and explore features, but real-world usage remained out of reach. This created both excitement and frustration. People could see the potential, but they couldn't fully access it. Everything changed on February 2025. On that day, Pi Network officially launched its open mainnet. This moment marked a historic transition. Pi was no longer a closed experiment. It became a real cryptocurrency connected to the global blockchain ecosystem. For the first time, Pi could move freely, interact with other networks, and exist beyond its own environment. Users could now trade Pi on public exchanges and watch its price change in real time. Developers gained the freedom to build unrestricted applications on the Pi blockchain. Years of waiting, mining, and believing suddenly felt worth it. Pi transformed from a promise into a tangible digital asset. For millions of pioneers, this was a moment of validation. The coins they had earned over time finally had visible value. Pi was no longer just numbers inside an app. It had entered the real world. The launch of the open Mainnet unlocked new possibilities. Businesses, developers, and entrepreneurs began exploring Pi-powered services. Verified users could move their Pi into personal wallets, gaining full control and transparency. The network carefully managed this transition to ensure security and stability during one of the largest migrations in crypto history. But Pi's ambition didn't stop at blockchain access. To truly succeed, it needed to connect with traditional finance. Most people still depend on banks, so Pi had to become as easy to use as regular money. Later in 2025, Pi introduced instant bank connections. Users could link bank accounts directly within the app. Verified pioneers could convert Pi into local currency and receive funds almost instantly. No complex exchanges, no long delays. This feature transformed Pi from a speculative asset into a practical tool for everyday transactions. For small businesses and users in developing regions, this was a game changer. Digital money finally felt usable. The line between crypto and cash began to fade. By the end of 2025, PiNetwork reached a massive milestone. Over 17.5 million users completed KYC verification. More than 15 million successfully migrated their coins to the mainnet. This was one of the largest active user bases in the crypto world. With so many users gaining access at once, the market reacted strongly. Pi's price surged quickly, reaching highs near $3 shortly after launch. Excitement spread across the community. Early miners felt rewarded for their patience. But the excitement didn't last. As more users chose to sell, the market became volatile. Prices dropped sharply, falling to around 20 cents by year's end. This dramatic swing left many feeling confused and disappointed. Some early believers cashed out. Critics questioned the project's long-term value. Despite the price drop, the underlying network continued to grow. Developers kept building, transaction volumes increased. By late 2025, billions of Pi coins were in circulation, giving the network a significant market presence. The focus slowly shifted from price speculation to real-world utility. The true test for Pi wasn't market charts, it was usability. Could people actually spend Pi? In 2025, real businesses began accepting Pi. Cafes, freelancers, artists, and local merchants joined early adoption programs. The Pi browser became a central hub for community marketplaces. For the first time, Pi felt like money, not just an idea. At the same time, challenges emerged. Large token supply raised concerns about inflation. Price crashes shook confidence. Regulators in some regions expressed skepticism. Major exchanges hesitated to list Pi. Institutional investors stayed cautious. The community was large, but trust and transparency became critical issues. After a turbulent year, Pi's future depends on one thing: utility. Price recovery will only happen if people truly use Pi. The ecosystem must expand with apps, services, games, and financial tools that create daily demand. Upcoming developments like full smart contract support, decentralized finance, gaming partnerships, and wider merchant adoption could shape Pi's next chapter. Success won't be measured by hype, but by real activity. At its heart, PiNetwork has always stood for one simple idea: putting cryptocurrency into the hands of everyday people. No barriers, no technical gatekeeping, no expensive equipment. The journey hasn't been easy. There have been doubts, delays, and price crashes. But building a global community of millions is no small achievement. With an open mainnet, real-world payments, and direct bank access, Pi has taken its first real steps toward fulfilling its vision. The future now depends on the people who use it. If Pi can truly help users transact easily across borders and economies, it may prove that digital money doesn't have to be complicated to change the world. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more daily crypto insights. Catch you in the next one. Stay crypto smart.